Hey class, so for this exercise we're going to be UVing our final model, but before we do that I really want you to play with your model's proportions. So what we're going to be doing, and here I just did an Arnold render so you can better see what I'm talking about, but basically I took my original model, which is the one on the left. I duplicated it 3 times. I added color to the very first model, which I think helps. So you should add a little bit of color because we're going to be exporting this into Substance Painter anyway. So if you could just, think about some of your colors first, that would be great. Then duplicate it 3 times, and then I want you to play with the proportions on your model. So you can see here I did the original model is like medium height. It has kind of regular proportions, so the head and the body are approximately the same size, which is something I generally try not to do. The next one is a lot shorter and I think a little cuter, but again the head and the body are similar sizes. So I did a final little one where the head is maybe 25% bigger than the body. And this will probably be the one that I'm going to go with. I also played around with this one in the middle, just trying to see what a tiny head, big body would look like with this model. So I'm going to go with this final one on the right. So before you add your materials, I do want to show you one thing. So let's select our object, right-click an empty space, and assign a new material to this object. For these materials, I want you to use your AI standard surfaces. And remember, the first thing you're going to do when you use a standard surface is change that specular weight to like 0 or very low, because we don't want a super shiny model. And then you can change your base color here. There we go. All right. A couple more things. When you are duplicating your model, I want you to group them first. So I had my object, just went to edit and group, or Command G. And then make sure you're deleting history and freezing transformations, and then duplicate that model. So edit and duplicate, and then move that one over. And so you can see I have proportion 2, proportion 3, and proportion 4. If you want to take a look at what your model is starting to look like with IPR, remember to add a AI sky dome light in the background and the ground. And I put those layers onto, I called it locked, but basically a layer that has turned that into reference, so I can't click on them. Okay, so play with proportions and create 3 different versions. And in part 2 of this video, we'll be UVing your chosen model.